Darkness Festival Day 2, and I'm with Winter in Eden -1.
-1.
Yeah.
Managed to have lost
minus 2 at the minute.
As well.
-1 at the festival, -2 somewhere else.
So how has it been, guys? Just going to say, I think we were talking earlier, and the last time we saw you was at Camden Underworld, where we did an interview.
Yes. We'll never forget that one.
Outside, with the fire engines going past, ambulances going past, and a random front man wanted to come and join in on the interview.
Yes, yeah.
Something I was there for
Yes,
that,
no, I don't think you were there.
Yeah,
It was,
missed all the fun.
It sounds like it.
I was there, right?
Neither was Ian.
I was at that gig.
Yes, yeah, it was. It
did
was
that without me.
before Wayne left the band, wasn't it?
Right,
That was a few years ago.
Yeah.
Yes, that was probably one of the most memorable interviews that we've had.
It was definitely different, I'll tell you that much.
I don't think anybody heard us, but sorry,
Who was the random fella trying to get in?
just walked past. He
You
just.
just jumped in
Yeah.
and started talking. It was just like...
Are you a band? Do you sing?
Hello everyone.
I'll play guitar.
Winter in Eden band member.
Sorry to drop you in it.
It's exciting, it's fine.
Coming to join us.
Yeah.
Okay. We grab you a chair.
What to say? Was it being recorded?
Yes.
Right, the chili con
Currently.
That's his food's ready.
His food's ready now.
As you see, we have more random interviews.
It just interviews don't really work with us, does it?
So you're going to have Steve eating chili con carne now during his interview?
Are we on? Are we on?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll get me food.
Hang on. And we were saying the first time we met you must have been about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
In a very damp field, in a tent, in Paignton.
In Paignton, yes, remember that one?
It was terrible weather.
Yeah?
It was like monsoon rain, wasn't it? It was like a mire of mud. But you were on stage and you carried on regardless of
As we
everything
do.
going on around you.
Yes.
Thunderstorms and all sorts.
So, thunderstorms that day, no singer this day. You know, we carry on regardless. We've got.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We just we do it for the love of it. So I mean, we really don't want to let our fans down. People have turned up. Obviously, Dave, who's organised it, I don't want to give him more stress because I know it's a difficult thing to organise something as big as this. So we just tried our best to
Carry on.
keep
It's
going.
just a thing to do, and we're really pleased that you're here.
Yes.
Yes.
Thanks very
You know,
much.
we're so quick, to catch up. It seems like every 2.5 years we manage to sort of catch up. with you
Pencil the
guys.
next one now. That'll be.
So, from even the last time we saw you, because you just had the news, weren't you, that you were being signed, I believe,
Yes.
last time. So since then, what's been happening with the band?
Well, I think we'd got signed to do the second album,
Yep.
and that went really well. And off the back of that one, it wasn't that long after it was released, we got word that somebody was interested in working with us for the third album, which obviously we've got now, which is called A Conscience. A few weeks later, we then found out it was actually Rouge Jolie from Within Temptation. So he actually produced our third album. Stefan Helleblad, the other guitarist from Within Temptation, decided that he was interested, and he actually mixed it. So we've had some real good expertise on this album, unlike just us. So trying to work it out, we feel we've come up with our best album yet.
Excellent. And how can people get hold of the album?
The usual outlets online, Amazon. This album we actually have another label. We actually got signed by
Cherry Red. So you can find it in music shops as well.
So it's available worldwide on this one. Obviously you can get from our website as well.
How many did you order?
Downloads, the usual.
Have you stolen somebody else's?
Oh, he's not coming back.
So our drummers getting some energy for when we actually play.
Besides playing here, with not all the members, they have to eat to keep them going.
Good musicians need to eat.
They certainly do.
Free food.
Two aren't mine, actually.
So,
2 are yours.
today, where are you going next? What's happening next?
We're actually going to go head north, which we don't do very often. We've got a couple of gigs in Aberdeen, and one in Edinburgh. And what's the other one? Oh, there was another festival. Unfortunately, the organisers pulled it. So off the top of my head, they're the only 3 I can think of.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Edinburgh, the next couple of weeks. Aberdeen and Edinburgh, yeah.
There's a few more in the pipeline, but obviously we're still in the process of organising those ones at the minute.
Excellent. And anything else happening with festival-wise, or Europe, or anywhere else?
I think with Europe, we're probably going to wait till either the back end of this year or the beginning of next year.
Be nice to get back to Holland.
But yeah, we had a really good reception in Holland, in Ruud's hometown as well. So it'd be great to get back there and just keep on going and spreading the word about the band.
Start to put together album number 4.
Yes, that's
The other big thing, yeah. Starting to put together.
Brilliant.
We've got some ideas rumbling around, but it's now we've got to get together. Obviously, with our new drummer, new to yourselves.
It's been 2 years now.
The only interesting thing we have to say about you is he's our new drummer.
So yeah, join you.
Because we all live locally originally. Obviously, Steve lives in Wales and works in Bradford, so it's a lot more difficult to do the writing. So we tend to have long weekends, and so that's the next step to start putting things down in concrete.
Excellent. And on your albums, who does the artwork on your album?
It's been a different person each time. The first album was done by a guy in Canada. The second album was done by a guy in Finland who we commissioned, and the third album was done by some people in Holland. So each time it's someone different. We like to get different ideas for different albums and just kind of see what people come up with. I think this third one was the one that the first two kind of we specifically said kind of what we wanted for the first two. The third one we just left it up to them. We gave them the title, we gave them some of the lyrics and some of the songs, and see what they came back with. They're the artists, they're the visual artists. We leave it up to them.
And do you have any favourite tracks off the album?
Yeah, we're playing mine tonight. One of them. Yeah.
What's that?
You know, the one that goes.
That's bunch.
That's the one.
Good.
Order of your faith.
Right.
With Intent for me, which is also the single, which is our video as well.
I've got to be awkward. I've got two. I've got Before It Began, which is probably the most commercial one off the album, just because I like the straightforward ahead type of song. Also Burdened, which has got some it's in a 7/8. It's a little bit more progressive on that one as well. And we actually got Damien Wilson from Threshold, who does some guest voiceover on there too. So I quite like the one that it travels around a little bit more. So that's why I like those two.
So Vicky's not here.
No.
So do you have any messages for Vicky?
Yes.
You're sacked.
No, well,
we've got your replacement.
Well soon.
Well, she did say before we left this morning that she's really sorry that she couldn't be here. She's absolutely gutted that she couldn't do it. It's, the highlight of the year in the UK for us. We think it's one of the premium festivals on the go at the minute, especially for this genre. And she just we just thought we'd try and salvage what we could and put a show on and just have fun with it. We've got a few great singers from other bands that's going to help out and just do something which you've not seen before. You may not want to see it. You might not want to see it again, but
we've not seen it before either, which is slightly worrying.
So we're looking forward to it anyway. I'm sure it's going to be fine. So random question number 1: Marmite, love it or hate it?
Love it.
Impartial.
You've got to either love Marmite or you hate it.
No, I break the mould. I'm impartial towards Marmite.
Love it as long as you spoon it on really thick.
cheese?
Never tried the cheese.
Straight on toast for me. Yeah.
You have to try that one. Yeah, definitely. So, recording a third album. How do you think it's going to differ from the one before? Is it going to be very, very similar, or is it going to have any new dynamics? How do you see it going?
The Code of Conscience. With that, the third one we find is a little bit different to the others. I would say the main difference is the change of drummer. It's the first one that you actually played on and wrote with us, so it's got a slightly different feel to the other two albums. Obviously, being a different drummer, it gives a different lilt to it. So I don't know if you want to add anything to that about your lilt.
It's better, isn't it?
It's better.
Yeah. It's just a different personality, isn't it? Different approach to things.
Yeah.
It's more rock metal than the previous drum tracks. I think it's got more of a drive to it, more of a different style.
And how did you manage to jump into the band then?
I had a tip-off from the manager at the time. I was in another band that was coming to an end, and so obviously these guys had a vacancy and I was tipped off. So
Excellent.
thankfully they've let me stay.
Yeah, they didn't drag you off and kicking and screaming.
It was meant to only for one gig, you know, the drummer was ill. It sounds familiar. We wanted someone short notice, he turned up,
Still here.
he's still here.
They haven't figured out yet, I don't know what I'm doing. So one day the penny will drop.
It was quite interesting the first time we played. You were wanting to know what exactly, obviously for the first two albums, the songs we already had, how we wanted to play it. We just said, look, don't try and do a carbon copy, you're your own drummer. This is the idea, just to do what you feel's right for yourself and for the song. So a lot of them were similar, but you had your own style. And then there was a couple that was quite a little bit different, and it was the first time we actually played. It was not as easy to know what you were going to do. So it was
Which anyone in particular?
Stolen Fairy Tale.
All right.
Because he had 16s going, which so it did change a little bit, but I like that.
It's just my interpretation.
Exactly, and we didn't want to stifle him by saying that's how it's played. We want you to play it exactly the same.
Yeah. It all sounds really good, so I'm quite excited now for the fourth album.
Yeah.
Yes.
So So when do you think you're going to have that out and ready by? Because I know you're sort of very early sort of stage.
Sure, it's very early stages at the moment.
Yeah.
It certainly won't be this year.
I think the thing with this time, what we did on the first two albums, we had it all written and we knew exactly what we were going to do before we went to the studio, which was a studio in Newcastle. So it was block booked and we did it all in within a month. But we're working with Ruud in Holland. Some things were done in the UK, some things were done in his studio. We all went over individually to do our bits, so it was a longer process. So I think because of that, we needed a little bit more of a break afterwards, because it just seemed to go on for so long. So, like I say, that's why we're probably going to have a little bit more of a gap between them on this time. But I mean, we might have something else in the meantime that we can be new to give to fans and things like that. So just watch this space. We'll let you know as soon as we do.
Do any of you have tattoos?
Yeah, I do.
Where?
On my arms. Upper arms.
Move the chips.
Chips.
Somewhere else.
Strip. You never said it was that kind of show.
My top's too tight. We're up here.
Right. Quick, describe them then.
I've got an eagle.
Yeah.
I've got a skull with my name on it. I forgot over here.
That's me.
It's like a Grim Reaper over here.
Right.
And a bat flying in front of the moon.
Butterfly in his left
How
buttock.
old were you when you got your first tattoo then?
16.
And did your mum know?
No. No. Sorry, Mum.
So how did you hide it from her then?
Wearing long sleeve tops.
Not for long, actually. Yeah, within a day she'd seen it.
Right. Okay.
It was all the bubbly, honest man.
Yeah. Shit, well, wash off.
And I know you're busy, you've got things to do, so I'll give you my last question. It's the zombie apocalypse. Who in the band will live the longest and who will die first?
It's usually the drummer dies first.
Who
isn't
can
it?
run the fastest?
Who can hide the best? Me. I'm the smallest. I can get it.
I could roll my drums at them, you see, and knock them out of the way.
I'll be hiding in your drums.
Sam will go first because he's pissed.
Yeah.
He'll just get drunk straight away. He'll be gone. And whoever wins that must be for a fight would last longest then.
Yeah.
And what would be your weapons of choice?
Whatever's to hand at the time, I think.
Yeah. You come at us now, it'll be those chips will be gone.
Polystyrene box.
Yeah.
Very sharp corners. Careful.
Paper cuts.
Paper cuts.
Drumsticks will make good steaks. If they were vampires, you see, I'd be laughing, wouldn't I?
Minus 12.
21.
There's not enough meat on me though. I mean, they probably wouldn't be interested.
Maybe not. Well, guys, thank you so much for giving me some of your time. I know you're really busy at the moment. And looking forward to seeing you later.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And so wait.
Thanks always. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much.
Enjoyed it immensely.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much.